Everybody, this is Bob Iacchino. Quick futures path chat for you. Updates on copper, silver, natural gas, and a little bit of crude oil. Starting with copper, we've got some conflicting fundamentals out there. We've got the Escondido mine strike. That's the largest copper mine in the world. That strike was voted on as a yes, so that strike's going through. So you could see some supply disruptions, but it looks like we're getting that old adage of buy the rumor, sell the fact. Strike was voted on. You can see on this daily chart right here, we've gone down the last 2 days. Hedge funds have the largest net long positions in copper, pretty much on record, so they could be taking some profits now that the vote's actually gone through, because now they start to work on the resolution of that strike and getting the supply back online. The market has already been anticipating the supply going away. Silver, we had a breakout. We talked about this. We talked about the silver gold ratio a little bit in an earlier path chat, and I talked about that as on my CME videos as well. In terms of crude oil, very large build yesterday in the EIA crude report, and it looks like global crude oil consumption is going to increase faster than production potentially in the first quarter, but production is increasing fairly quickly, and production tends to ramp up quicker. At least that's the way it's been going. Again, we had a very large build in the inventories, but oil actually held in pretty well with that build. Natural gas, we've got the EIA natural gas inventory report out today, so we'll see where that goes. But I'm going to turn it all over to my partner, Mike Arnold, to point out the only way we trade, which is price action. You'll see the effectiveness of that as Mike talks.
Hey, thanks, Bob. So, everyone, welcome to another Path Chat. We have copper up on the screen. We talked about a couple weeks ago this long trade, which hit our first, didn't quite hit the second target, but we had this major area of resistance in here, and we talked about that. And we've tested it 3 times. We now have this lower trend line in place. So if this continues lower, watch for support around the 21. Watch for support from this trend line. If we do get a key close below this trend line, you can watch for support at the 50. And then we've also talked about on a longer term basis, we've talked about this massive double top, but we're a long way to go from there. So we will have to keep watching. On the long side, I do not have anything. It's just some of these short little moves down, take advantage of them. But other than that, nothing else going on in copper. Silver. Talked about, we had a horizontal channel breakout trade. We talked about the target being the 62.5 Gann level and this other, the 100% of the target, 62.5 Gann retracement level, and this target coming in 1771 to 1775. We have hit that. You can see the reaction to it right now. So that's hit our first target. If this does continue higher, watch for potential resistance from the 200 period moving average. And then your next key resistance is this prior double, the bodies of this double lining up with the 75% Gann level, which is around 1816. If we do pull back, watch for key support around this 50 level, which is also static R zone, and you have the dynamic R zone rising up. So we have a lot of support on any pullbacks coming in around the 1733, 1750 levels. So keep an eye on that. For gold, looks like we are going to trigger a trend line trade. Let me take off this other double, which is now removed. It did stop out from that double, shorter term double short, got down to where you remove your stop up and then got stopped out. We're going to close above our defining point in our trend line. Now this is more of a scalp trade because we're really targeting about this 231 level, 50% retracement and some other prior resistance here, but not a significant level. If we get above there, watch for the next major target around the 1251 to 1260 level. We have a 62.5% Gann level, and you have some prior resistance, and this is a minor breakdown zone. So that will be the next target higher. If we do pull back, we have some key support in here and a rising rotation zone. So watch for support in there to hold. Natural gas. talked about this. So we have potential trend line trade short. We have to get below this significant level, which is really the 312. I'd like to see it get, especially below the 310. Then we have targets. Now this is a rising target. We have a longer term trend line coming in here. Right now, if we were to sell off quickly, it's around 290. You also have a major significant level and target level around the 285 level, and you have a rising 200-day moving average right in all this area. So that's your targets if we do get a key close below. I'm watching for a close below the 310 level in natural gas. And finally, in crude, long side, where it looks like we're going to close above this trend line and this key defining point, which was 54.08. We have some resistance around the 54.20 mark. And then if we do run up higher, we're still looking to target the 55.24. So that's about it. Nothing yet on the short side. We have a redraw of this trend line to here, but nothing we can call out yet. When we talked about other short trades, they did not trigger, and we have a lot of support in here with these significant levels. So we're going to have to just keep monitoring crude. Nothing really actionable on the short side right now. Long side, there's some scalp trades possibly up to 55.24 level. Back to you, Bob.
So keeping an eye on this, OPEC is definitely the first time that I've seen in a long time sticking to their agreement. We'll see how long that holds up. It does look like crude is having a very small breakout to the top end of the channel. Mike just pointed out to you guys. So we'll probably talk about this quite a bit, the crude oil thing. Mike tries to shut me up, but I refuse. We'll talk a lot about crude oil in the Money Path podcast. You can find that on iTunes. And again, pathtradingpartners.com and support at pathtradingpartners.com if you want us to talk about anything specific. Please hit subscribe, and we will talk to you guys soon. Thanks, everybody.